Hi, everybody. God, you gotta love the intro music. I love the intro music. So, welcome to the cafe. Come on in, grab your coffee and tea, coffee or tea, maybe a caramel macchiato. That'd be really nice right about now. I've got my coffee. Ellie's here with me today. She's got her tea. Yeah. Is that tea or coffee?
It is tea.
Got the
It's like a little
tea.
red
I gotta
leafy
start
tea.
doing that. I may switch over to like some herbal tea when we start the shows. Mm, but I got to get up earlier in the morning. So I'll get up early and have coffee, and then I'll switch to tea for the show. Eh,
Just a little
yeah.
wind down.
Yes, come hang out with us. Come chat. Uh, Welcome to Psychic Talk here on the Psychic Talk Radio Network, radio and YouTube live. That's right. So we are video streaming on YouTube, and you can come join us over there. Psychic.cafe/YouTube will take you right to the channel, and you can pop into the YouTube live. Or you can just search for Psychic Talk on YouTube, the at sign, so like youtube.com/@ Psychic Talk. They make it so hard though. I notice when I search for it sometimes on YouTube, like it doesn't show up right away. So I search Psychic Talk, and because psychic is such a common word on YouTube, there's like so many thousands of channels and stuff like that. It won't show up right away. So I'll hit filter, and then in the filter I hit channels, and then Psychic Talk shows up. Yeah, because there's the title Psychic Talk, our Psychic Talk network, but then Psychic Talk is just a common, like talk that's psychic, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, so it makes it a little hard to find our channel. That's why I made the URL on Psychic Cafe. So let's see. We've got some callers calling in. Let's give out the number 714-816-4628. So that's 714-816-4628. And as soon as you get through, press one on your dial pad. That lets us know you want to be live on air. It moves you up from the bottom of the list to the caller queue in the top and raises your hand so we know you want to be live on air with us. Otherwise, we just assume you're listening to the show, and that's perfectly fine. If you just want to listen to the show, dial in, don't push one. But if you want to talk to Ellie and I, hang out and chat, 714-816-4628. Remember to press one on the dial pad. That's right. And if you're listening, maybe you've dialed in, maybe you're listening on the radio side of things, come join us in the chat on YouTube. Yeah. So the chat, we used to years ago have the chat on the Blog Talk Radio page, but we've since switched over to, now that we're doing YouTube, there's a chat right there, and it's a better chat. So we use that one now. Oh, how's everybody doing? Thursday already. We're already halfway through February. What the heck is going on? Oh
That
my
is pretty
God.
wild. This
It's
month has
the
flown by.
it's the 15th. It's so 1 + 5 is 6, the day energy, but the whole date is 7. So that's 7 energy, the seeker. So this is a good day to do research and take courses and classes and workshops, and or teach them. Teach your favorite thing. Also, a lot of times on a 7 day, it's a good time to have some alone time, or maybe, go on a day trip by yourself or something. When I was shuffling for the card of the day, I got the Heart of the Matter card, the Eight of Cups. So yeah, um, basically, I'm thinking with that 7 energy, you know, with the Eight of Cups, just take some time, maybe go on a little day trip or something like that. Oh, and the card of the day, I got the Fool. So it's like, yeah, just go for it. Just go for it. Today's a great day for that. 8 is abundance in numerology, and the Eight of Cups is, about finishing things, letting go of things, and moving on, but it could be a lot of different things. Like it could be interpersonal relationships and, just taking care of that emotional energy, and putting things to bed and moving on, but also maybe uh the completion of like a major project you're doing, or a cycle or something, and the Eight of Cups saying move on to new things, um or a physical trip like I was saying, and it just indicates a transition or change is in favor, now. And then with the Fool card, I mean, that's perfect. It's like, yeah, that goes together. It's like, just take the leap of faith. With the Fool, it's like, what I'm getting is like, don't be afraid to seem foolish. Don't worry about what other people are thinking about whatever this is you're going to do, like take a trip or start a new project, or you know um don't even bother telling them. you know? But just just be you, and just you know don't worry about that kind of thing, and just dive in. um oh, with the Fool, it also helps to like remember your humor, as you approach all this stuff. The Fool is saying, um be carefree, and use some levity, and
Don't take life too seriously. It's a
yeah,
trip.
yeah. If you do go, travel lightly. You don't even need a destination. Even you could just hop in the car, or just go down to the beach, or whatever, something like that. So that's what I got for cards of the day, numerology of the day. um did you pull any cards?
I did. I pulled
Yeah.
a tarot card and a card from the Wisdom Within mini deck.
Oh,
So
that's
just
neat.
something to kind of think about today as we kind of move into today. So the tarot card that I got from the Tarot Samya was the Ten of Coins.
Mm.
So a card here that I feel like, honestly, the first thing that popped into my head was, it's the day after Valentine's Day. Let's go get some candy. Let's go treat ourselves. Let's just go enjoy the everything that we have around us, regardless of like the romantic situation at hand. It's
Yeah, it's
us
time to
celebrating
eat
time.
those chocolates, right? That you got yesterday.
Yes. And then the Wisdom Within card that I pulled, if you can see here, it says, I am always and will be enough. I am and always will be enough. So just kind of keep in mind that, whatever is going on in your life, you have that 10 of coins when you just really treasure yourself and take
Mm.
care of yourself. So, yeah, that's what I got for today.
I love that deck. It's so cute, and I've never seen cards like that where they're like narrow. They're still long, but they're narrow. Like I've seen mini decks where the dimensions of the card, it's just shrunk down, and so it's a miniature version of the same deck, but not where it's like longer, but like it's like part of it's cut off. It's like pull this,
Oh, yeah.
it's narrower, and I think it looks really cool. Love that deck. Yep, yep. And the backs. I love the backs of the cards too.
They're really pretty.
You're gonna have to do a review of that one and put it on Cafe. Oh, speaking of that, I've got it set up right here. Pop the URL up. Psychic.cafe/decked out.
Woohoo!
Yep, that is Ellie's new group. And I saw you posted something, I think like a day ago
The
on there.
deck of the week. I'm going to try to stay on top of it and do deck of the week.
Oh,
But
that's
yeah, every
really
week
cool.
I'll be
Yeah.
sharing the deck that I'm working with. So,
Yeah, like if I don't catch that, remind me, because like I can promote that out. Um each week, the deck of the week. That is such a cool idea. We can promote it out. And do we got you set up collaboration on this channel, the Psychic Talk channel, so you can upload here too?
Yeah, I believe so.
Oh, cool. Yeah, because I think Michelle was going to start doing something daily too. Not your weekly, but I mean doing something weekly or daily. I don't think she's completely decided yet, but she uploaded one video and I said, that is really great. Okay, now you have to do that every day because it was a daily pull thing she did. And she's like, oh, and I'm like, well, can always do just the energy of the week,
Yeah.
you know, in Michelle's Mystic Corner, that's her group on Psychic Cafe. And oh, who was it? Uh, I think it might have been Pamela. Also, like I saw your post and then her post. She posted something I think in her rune group. We have a group on
Oh,
runes now. All kinds of stuff going on here. We just love it. By the way, in
so
between,
much.
we're on daily now, but with the shows. But in between shows, you can contact us. Here we go on our pages. I put the URL up on the screen there, psychic.cafe/Ellie and psychic.cafe/Dax. So you can go to Psychic Cafe and sign up. It's free to join. So just go ahead and sign up, join, and then when you go to our pages, you'll see the message icon and you'll be able, it's like a little envelope icon. You can contact Ellie, contact me in between shows. You can tell us, what you'd like to hear on the show, see on the shows, suggestions, topics you want us to talk about. We did a psychic spin the other day, me and Michelle. And so, if you have anything that's like current events that you'd like us to pull cards on. So, instead of just your interpersonal and job questions and, all the different, questions, your personal questions, we also want to do the big things, so like the big questions, how's the universe work? How's the law of attraction work? Why are we here? How does tarot work? How does astrology work? I don't know what big questions you might have, but any of those big universal questions that everybody wants to know, but also like current events, news, things that are happening, like that, shooting at the Super Bowl parade thing in Kansas City. Oh my God, that was so awful. It's like, what is up with that? Anyway, but yeah, different things you'd like to know about. We pulled cards, for instance, on the Super Bowl, and we did successfully predict the winner.
Wait, that is so cool.
Yes, yes. And you can also go to our pages and book private sessions with us, for instance, and some of us have buttons right there, or you can just message us, say, hey, I want to get a private reading, and we can set you up. So, yeah, pop over there and don't forget to subscribe to the channel because I always forget to mention that during the show. So, subscribe to the channel and like the videos. That's going to really help us watch all the way through. By the way, we've got a lot of really cool videos that we've done over the years. And so there's like all these free workshops you can go watch and everything. And that's going to help us with our watch time because we have to get up to like, I think 3,000 watch hours now and 500 subscribers. We're getting close. We're 400 something, but we need to get up to 500 subscribers um, in order to get monetized. I'm not sure since they made the change exactly how that works, Ellie, because someone told me you still, to get like the ad revenue and all, you still have to get the 4,000 and the 1,000 subscribers, but you can get started at 500. And I don't know what that means.
Yeah,
500,
so it looks like YouTube has enabled at least the super chats once you get to the what, 500 mark, I think, like halfway between
Mm-hmm.
the full monetization and then that halfway point is super chats. And I think you can even open up a little store. So once we get the Psychic Cafe coffee, we can have that linked below. But yeah, there's
Mm-hmm.
like little steps we'll get there. But yeah, hopefully
Yeah.
everyone who's seeing this, join us here and subscribe and tell your friends if they're into fun mystical woo stuff. So we
Well,
will be here to.
you mentioned the super chats, and I was like, that's what I really want to do, so that we can pop them up on the screen, and I would use a different software then. I think, by the time we have enough people coming into the chat, Ellie, and we are monetized and have super chats, I'll switch over to using like StreamYard or something like that, where you can pop the super chats right onto the screen and their question. And we'll just take questions that way, just uh, send us a super chat with your question, but meanwhile, we have our coffee page. So you can go over to psychic.cafe/coffee and grab us a cup of coffee over there. Oh, Michelle and hubby Dan are in the chat. It's kind of quiet today, Michelle, Dan. Michelle, we were just talking about you before the show because Ellie decided she's going to be able to make the show on Saturday, and I forget our conversation. Are you going to join us on Saturday too? So it could be like three of us, maybe even Charlotte. Let's make it a whole cafe gathering thing. So, Michelle, let me know if you're coming on Saturday in the chat because that would be really cool. And then we can announce it today. Hey, join us Saturday. We're gonna have Michelle and everybody.
Psychic
Ooh,
Cafe Roundtable.
yeah. Hopefully Charlotte will pop in the chat too, and we'll ask her. If not, I'll message her afterwards. Let's see who's on the phone lines though. Got a couple people with their hands raised. Some people are just listening to the show. So, like I said earlier, dial in 714-816-4628. And when you get through, press one. That lets us know you want to be live on air. 770 has been waiting the longest. Hello, 770.
Hello.
Hi, what's your name? Where are you calling
Hi, how
from?
are you?
We're doing good.
Daphne from Atlanta.
Oh, I heard Atlanta, but I didn't catch your name.
Daphne from Atlanta. Daphne.
Daphne. Okay. Wow, we
Daphne.
haven't had a Daphne in
Yes.
a long time. Atlanta. All right. So how you been? How's 2024 treating you so far?
Pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Uh-huh.
What would you
I
like to
just wanted
chat
to
about?
read it.
You got a question? What's your question for us?
Uh, I'd like to know anything exciting coming my way this year.
And Ellie, um, did you catch that? I didn't catch that. Anything
Yeah.
what?
Anything exciting coming towards
Exciting.
Anything
Daphne this year?
exciting.
Exciting. I didn't catch
Yeah.
that word. Yeah. Sometimes
All right.
it's a little muffled sometimes on Blog Talk. Oh, the other thing about Blog Talk is whenever all of us, call into the switchboard, and there's like up to a second and a half delay. So sometimes we all talk over each other and we don't hear the other person. Also, that happens sometimes. So let's take a look. Go ahead, Ellie. You go for it. Something exciting for 2024. Hmm. We're going to check it out here. I think Ellie's pulling some more cards too. She does tarot cards and sometimes, she's pulling oracle cards, which makes it interesting.
Yeah. Okay. So, Daphne, here is what I got for you. So, the Oracle card that I pulled for you, just to kind of get a feel for what that general energy is coming in. And I pulled the community card from the Sacred, I think it's called the Sacred Journey Oracle. Correct me if I'm wrong. But this card is beautiful. If you aren't watching the screen right now, what we've got here is a beautiful card. Looks like a serene forest, and through the sunbeams, you see a rainbow kind of shining down as a couple of butterflies just kind of flutter by. So it feels a lot like a very beautiful, peaceful community, something that you're going to really enjoy being involved in and around. And here for the tarot card, I pulled the Three of Pentacles. So to me, Three of Pentacles is all about like that teamwork, getting together. It speaks a lot to that community card. So it feels like maybe a community project or maybe even something that you'll be volunteering to kind of improve either like a group or your neighborhood, something. It feels like a
Mm.
really good sense of like getting together. What I'm getting is togetherness and just really the sense of like moving together forward in a common goal. So what I'm hearing is, yeah, kind of like neighborhood involvement or maybe even like volunteer work.
Oh wow, yeah, because
Yeah.
I got the Six of Pentacles. That goes along well with what you got, Ellie. So I think whatever this is that Ellie's talking about, you're going to be able to help other people with this. That's the feeling I'm getting. I'm also getting a lot of water cards. So I don't know if you were planning to, travel near water or be closer, you know, spend time.
Morocco, that's water.
Mm, I was getting a lot of water cards, and so I was thinking, maybe I don't know if you regularly are around water, oceans, lakes, streams, rivers, wherever you are.
I went to the beach in 2022, and I went to Tanzania,
Oh wow.
but I didn't go nowhere. I
Mm.
went to the beach in Texas last year.
Mm-hmm.
This year, I was planning on going to Morocco or
Awesome.
maybe somewhere. I'm going somewhere. It's got to be a beach. I know
Yep.
that.
Yeah, that's what I'm
I
getting.
love the water.
Awesome. Well, you're gonna have to call us back and let us know. Fill us in on that. But Daphne, thanks for calling in.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
That's really cool, Ellie. Going to Morocco, maybe.
Ooh, that is awesome.
Neat, neat, neat. Okay, so we had another caller, but they dropped off. And we have another caller in the queue, but I think they're just listening. So if you're in the queue and you want to be live on air with us, remember to press one on your dial pad. And everybody else listening, if you're thinking about calling in, you're on the fence. I don't know if I should call in. Yes, you should call in 714-816-4628. And you might be next, actually. We've got, let's go back to the chat, Ellie. We've got Elizabeth coming in. Oh, by the way, Ellie, Michelle said, okay, where did I see that? I'm working on that today. I don't know what she was referring to. Um, oh, I am. There it is. Okay, yeah. I knew somewhere there she had said about Saturday. And so I think she was saying I am going to be there Saturday, and that's going to be awesome, she said. Yep. And Elizabeth, you can just put in your question. Liked and subscribed. Thanks, Elizabeth. Yes. Everybody subscribe. Don't forget. Because I always forget to put the thing up on the screen. There, I did it twice in the beginning of the show. That's like a miracle for me. If I remember to do some, ask people to subscribe by the end of the show, it's a miracle. And Dan is he's being moderator in there and letting Elizabeth know if you have a specific question, just pop it in the chat, or if you want a general reading. So yeah, you can just say, "Hey, please pull a card for me," and we'll do something general for you. Maybe a message from the universe. Yesterday on Valentine's Day, I was like, or you could say, pull some cards on my love life. Yep.
Yesterday was probably the like peak time for questions about romance.
Oh, it's so much fun. And normally I have that all set up normally. What I do is I designate a specific show either on Valentine's Day or close to it that that's going to be the love reading show. And what I do is I put my numerology reports on sale. So you can get two for the price of one. And then I do a comparison analysis between the two charts. So it's really perfect for like a couple or, spouses, boyfriend, girlfriend, significant other. And I forgot to do it this year. Totally forgot. Totally forgot. But I told them on the show yesterday, if anybody out there wants me to do a numerology report on themselves and their spouse, or themselves and their boyfriend, girlfriend, or something like that, uh, it's $47 for a chart or a whole report. So just contact me on my page at Psychic Cafe. Just message me and say, hey, Dax, I want two reports. And it'll just be $47 for two. It's normally like 67 for two. So continuing the little, Valentine's special thing. But let's see if Elizabeth put her question in. Oh, what is going to happen with my career this year? It's a career question. Yay. And then if anybody else, while Ellie's shuffling there, pulling cards, I'm going to ask if anybody else is watching on YouTube and, you're like in the chat, go ahead. I'm sorry. If I sound distracted, it's because I'm hearing all this noise and I don't know what the heck's going on in my house. I know they're repairing one of the houses next door to me, so I don't know if that's it or what. But if anybody's watching right now and you're in the chat, go ahead and in the chat, type in your question for us because we're rolling with the questions. And don't forget to call in 714-816-4628. What are you getting, Ellie? For Elizabeth.
All right, so I pulled two oracle cards, and this sounds really good. Elizabeth, I'm really excited for you. So to begin, I
Oh, wow.
pulled a card here. I intended to pull only one, so two wanted to pop out, which is awesome. The first card we got here is financial health. And this is from the Spellcasting Oracle deck. So the image here is of this beautiful tree on a cliff. There's a lot of glowing, sparkling light, and it just looks super, super prosperous. Now, the card that accompanied that was the Passion card. So on this card, we have a lot of course, fiery kind of energy. This is very wandsy kind of energy. And the image here is a figure, and she is dancing with like fire kind of around her. So I feel like this is really a kicking up of your career path in the sense that financial health is going to be like booming this year. Now, the tarot card that I got for your pool was the Knight of Wands. So definitely feeling that forward motion, that passion, that
Wow.
fire. So
That
yeah,
image
it
on
looks
that
like
car.
it's very pretty. I don't even know how to describe
I
it.
know
This is
it's
the
not like I don't know how to even describe that.
Yeah, it's the Dream Vision Tarot. So, Elizabeth, if you can see that there, Dream Vision Tarot. And this figure here is just kind of looking at his wand or her wand, and they are just kind of looking deeply into it. It is on kind of like glowing. So it's really
I've
feeling
never
that
seen
energy
that
of like
deck.
the power. So it's one of my favorites. I love this deck so very much. Beautiful colors, beautiful imagery. But again, just the feeling of all three of these cards together, just
Mhm.
like hey, career is booming this year.
And it's
So
all
heck
bright.
yeah.
All the colors are bright. I mean, I'm kind
Yeah.
of boring with the Wade Smith deck. I got the Ace of Cups though. So I think that there's going to be a new opportunity in your career. And what I think is going on is it's, couple of things. First of all, is it's cups and emotions, and aces are something new. So I don't think this is like your current career. I mean, yeah, your current career, but it's like something new, okay, is going to happen. And this is the big takeaway. The universe is saying it's not just about the career. I didn't get a wand. I didn't get wands cards. I got another card I'll share with you in a minute, but I didn't get wands cards. I didn't get pentacles, which is finances and money and material. And that I got cups. I think it's saying in your career, you need to get more focused on what is emotionally fulfilling for you with the career. Okay. And kind of visualize that, instead of status quo and just doing things the way you've always done it, and maybe different ways to help people. on these shows, I always say, what's the big problem that you're solving for someone? Okay. And then this is the thing. You want to, it's instead of doing the the list of what you don't want, it's like, what do you really want? And kind of congeal that together into a visualization, a crystal clear takeaway of what that is, so you can focus on that and draw it in. And look at the card, look at the five rivulets coming out of the cup and falling down into the pool of water underneath, right? Those represent um the five senses. And what it's saying is you use all five senses to create this visualization. So it's not just what it looks like, but literally put yourself there as you're doing your career. Like, what does that look like? Your ideal situation working with clients, or however you're working. How does that, what does it look like? How are you interacting with other people that are involved? Are there employees of yours, or other coworkers of yours? And what does it sound like and smell like and feel like and taste like and look like? So that's what I'm getting. And then the other card was the Queen of Swords. So again, in your career, okay, so she's focusing on one thought and idea. She's got that one broadsword. Swords are thoughts and ideas. But the other thing is to look at things analytically, with your career. So I just talked about emotions, right? And it looks kind of contradictory, but it's not. It's not. It's like um having a plan to get to here. Okay. And this visualization with the Ace of Cups is part of what I mean by, like, thinking of it analytically, just having a plan. And part of the plan, step one is this visualization. Anyway, I hope that made sense. I hope that helps you out. Okay. So let's see what else is going on here. Okay, gonna go over to the chat. Give us a second to look through here. Very vibrant deck. Oh, I think that's a good Dan says vibrant, and I think that's a great way to put it. How many decks do you have? Because I'm thinking, see, this is why wait, hold on. Weird things happening with my computer. Let me put that up again. Okay, psychic.cafe/decked out. This is why you having the decked out group is the most perfect thing, because it used to be Mary Ellie with her, 500 decks and stuff like that. And you're kind of like taking over for that. I never even saw that deck. Can you show some more cards from that deck
Yeah. So
and
here
the
we
back
can,
again?
yeah, it's this beautiful deck. That's the back art. Very dreamy, very beautiful. It's very like gradient art. And oh, this is one of my favorite cards, the Death card. Bit of focus. Very beautiful art. And there's a lot of detail within the cards themselves. Emma Zhang, I think, I hope I'm not mispronouncing her last name. Emma is the artist and creator of this deck, as well as the Dream of Nile Tarot. And her art is just
Oh,
spectacular. So here's the Death card. And here is the Hermit, another one of my favorites. And you can see the constellations here in the Hermit's cape, our little cap there.
oh, and I like
Very
how
soothing.
the lantern's a pyramid.
Yeah. Eight of Pentacles. Very beautiful. And I love how the figures all look so ethereal. They look very like calm.
Yes. Some of them, it's almost like they have a
Oh,
mask on, or are alien.
very beautiful. Four of Wands. Yeah, the art is just splendid. So
This is
stunning.
cool.
One of my favorites.
Just a little walkthrough, folks. Wow.
Two of Cups, right? Star. So yeah, just a really, really beautiful, kind of serene deck. Love it.
Mm, very awesome. Very awesome. So while we're waiting for folks to call in, again, 714-816-4628, it's wide open, you know. So if anybody has a question in the chat, let us know. We've got, I don't know how to pronounce that. I think it's Bhumika, I'm gonna say. Okay, so they have a question. Oh, Elizabeth said about her reading we just did, Ellie. Wow, that's amazing. I interviewed for a new job yesterday in the same field, but it's a different role than what I'm doing now, which is more aligned with what I'm passionate about. Exactly. That's what I was getting at with the Ace of Cups, that it was going to be, same feel, but something completely new that you're not normally doing, and you're going to be more emotionally satisfied. So, wow. So it's like confirmation for her more than anything else. And Boomika's question was, what? Oh, they liked and subscribed too. Thank you. What to know? Want to know Yash's current feelings and next actions towards me regarding marriage. Oh, okay. So I guess Yash is the guy. All right. And let's see what's coming up here. Okay, so um we love to get really great messages, but sometimes we don't, and I try to be really honest with what I get, right? So the moon card pops up, and that tells me things are in the shadows right now. It's not super clear with him. Okay. So I'm not saying that a relationship might not happen, or if you're currently in a relationship with Yash, that it doesn't uh, progress and get better. It's just right now in this moment things are not 100% clear, and then I get the 5 of Cups, and I feel that is more your energy than his energy. Okay, so it's literally the crying over spilt milk card. Can't talk today. But if the figure would just turn around, you would see the cups in the back that are still full. So there's still possibility here, but you know, things don't seem to be going the way you want them to be. So in chat, let us know. Yes, we're in a relationship, but it's on and off. Yeah. So this is why you're feeling this way. Uh, by the way, Ellie, have you ever noticed some of these cards? You have the spilt milk, and like they'll have wine spilt on the floor.
Yeah, I've seen some of them with wine, others with like maybe like water or any kind of liquid, but yeah.
Yeah, and if the figure looks anything like the figure here, um, people say it's the Dracula card. He's a vampire because it looks like he has a cape.
That makes sense, especially with its red wine. It looks kind of like Dracula's
Yes.
drink of choice.
And for him, I'm getting this 4 of Pentacles, and which could be good. It could be a financial windfall coming in, and which is usually more like the 6 of Pentacles, but sometimes the 4 of Pentacles is about investments and holding on to investments, things along those lines. It also could mean, because you see he's holding on to that pentacle really tightly. It could be holding on too tight to something, and that's him. So that might be what's causing the on again, off again a little bit. Just wanted to put that out there. All righty. Oh, did you get cards? Did we already do your cards for
Not
Buddha?
yet. I did pull some cards though.
Oh, good.
Where's my screen? There we go. Okay, so the card that I pulled, just to kind of get a general idea of the energy around the situation, here is Finding. So this card is, honestly, it feels kind of like a self-discovery card. It is all about realizations. And in terms of the question, like, what do you need to know about the relationship and, Yasha's feelings towards you, it really feels like asking yourself, like, what is it that I need out of this relationship that I don't feel like I'm getting, right? It's almost like a self-discovery of what is making me happy about this relationship, what might not be making me happy. Now, the two cards that I pulled, the tarot cards to kind of accompany that, was to get a feel for your current energy and Yasha's current energy. And now I'm seeing here with the Two of Swords, yeah, kind of echoing what Dax said. It's almost like that questioning, that like, do I really want to move forward with this? Does this really appeal to me? Does having to like sit and question whether or not this relationship is moving forward, if it's going in the direction that I desire for it to go? The Knight of Wands here. Now, this knight, I think, is all about passion, chasing things, chasing what excites them. And I'm not 100% sure, but what I'm getting here is this almost feels like Yash might not even be serious about settling down. Hence why it feels like, there's a little bit of back and forth there. This night, when unfocused and when they are not driven by their single mission, they can be kind of reckless. They can be kind of like free spirited, free willing, and just not very focused on the task at hand. When they are focused, of course, perfect. But in this kind of energy that I'm getting, especially because of this Two of Swords, it feels like there is some conversation that needs to be had in the relationship to see if you're both on the path looking forward together, as opposed to just kind of two people who kind of want to make things work, but nothing is coming to kind of a conclusion or to a concession between the two parties. So yeah, with that finding card, again, it's really about finding what is working about the relationship and whether or not this is worth like getting together and fighting for, right?
Awesome. Awesome. So the next question, we saw Astrid come in, Kelsbreek, if I'm pronouncing that right. So Astrid, and you can start pulling cards on this. Will I meet my soulmate soon? Yes. Um, so Ellie, Michelle is saying in the chat, Ellie, you and I must have a deck collection addiction. Oh, I knew Michelle had a lot, but I didn't think she had quite as bad of an addiction as Ellie. But I think so.
Yeah, bad.
So Ellie, you know what I said in the chat back to Michelle was that between you and Ellie, we should have because she said, I can't wait to start doing my walkthroughs. And I was like, yeah, between you and Ellie, we're going to have a lot of great content for the cafe, right? And then Cindy just popped in. Hello, new subscriber. Hey, Cindy, if you have a question, if you want us to pull something general, message from the universe, say, please pull a card for me. If you have a specific question, and this goes for everybody listening in chat, type in the specific question, one or two lines. We don't need a whole book, try to keep it concise, but, one or two lines, and we take them in the order they come in. And Kelsbreek's going to put theirs in. Okay. And we'll get to all these. I'm going to check the phone lines too here. Okay. Nobody on the phone lines. It is just dead out there. The other day, it was like we had callers, but almost nobody in chat. Okay. Pulling cards, pulling cards, pulling cards. I'm going to read her question again. Meet the soulmate soon. So I'm getting yes to that question. Answer to that question is yes. And it's looking really good. The heart of the matter card was the death card. So the big surrounding thing is this transition period you're in. So it's like one door's closing, another door's opening, and it's going to lead to the 10 of cups. Can't get better than that, right? Looks really, really, really good. Now, here's some of the takeaways. Nine of Swords, you're overthinking this again. Okay. Whenever I get a lot of swords right away, I know somebody's overthinking things. And, literally with the nine of swords, sometimes it is, you're worrying about it. It's keeping you up at night, worrying about it kind of thing. Now, nine is the last number in numerology, 1 through 9. It's the end of a cycle, which fits in perfectly with the death card. Okay. And now nine always says, what can you let go of? Okay. So in this case, especially with all these swords, you need to let go of that. And just like I said for previous questions today and on a lot of shows this week, actually, this has been coming up about doing just that, the stinking thinking. Stop thinking about what you don't want and instead put your focus on what you do want. So what's all, maybe not it could be a specific person, but better is the kind of relationship you want to have, the attributes of the person you want to draw in, because that leaves it open for the universe. This or something better kind of thing. Because the very next card is the magician card. You have the whole power here. All right. You're able to manifest the ideal situation with the ideal other significant other. And here's the two of cups, so that's also the timing card. All right. And I feel like a couple of weeks. I don't think this is like a couple of months away. All right. But it's a change in focus. Okay, so death card, one door closes, another door opens. It also hints at this change of focus that I'm talking about now, where you change the focus from lack and what you don't want and what, previous relationships, things like that, to what you do want with the magician card. So I hope that makes sense and helps you out. And Ellie, what'd you get?
All right. So, Astrid, the cards that I pulled for you, first and foremost, an oracle card, just to kind of get a feel for what you need to know about meeting your soulmate. And the card that came out for you was the Close Encounters card. Now, in this card, what we're getting is the energy of kind of being open to receiving people who come into your life. It may be people who just kind of pop in, pop out, but they kind of impact you in a way that you're like, oh, I remember this person, or you kind of build these relationships, right? So what I'm getting just kind of as the overall message is be open, be receptive, but don't make it your sole mission. Because remember, when you're too focused on something, you might look past whatever other possibilities may be surrounding you. And, if you got your eye fixated on one thing, other things will just kind of go around in the peripheral and we lose sight of those kind of things. So to clarify that kind of message there, I got the Four of Cups in the tarot card here. So it is definitely about making sure that the options that come in for you are aligned with what you desire. Now, I think this also goes in terms of like for you, right? When we look inside ourselves and say, well, like, who is our soulmate? Why aren't they here yet? It's kind of that energy of just remember that you, first and foremost, are your most important soulmate. You're going to take care of yourself and you're going to exude the love that you want to receive in return. So just kind of making sure that, when the people come around into your life, you're just open to giving that love, and the people that deserve to receive that love will come in. You'll be kind of like, in this essentially like vibe tribe of people who are around you that fulfill that kind of requirement for especially relationships, the relationship that you want. Now, the Seven of Rings also appeared here. This is all about making sure that the work you're putting in is going to give you the results you want, right? It's about persistence. It's about persistent patience. So again, just kind of that feeling of reevaluating, like, what is it that I want to bring into my relationships? What is it that I want my soulmate to kind of be like? I show myself the love that I want my soulmate to show me, and just really being comfortable and happy with like putting that out there into the world, right? Ultimately, the Nine of Cups, your soulmate will show up. You will attract that kind of like energy of who it is you want in your life. They will be your wish fulfilled because they are just going to be everything that you put out into the universe and say, this is what I want in a partner. And they're going to come in there and they're going to kind of fulfill that wish for you. They're going to be that complementary piece, right? We don't want people who complete us. We are whole as we are, but somebody who complements us and just kind of gives us that balance of the yin and the yang energy just to be there for each other. Now, I pulled a card out of curiosity, like what kind of person should you be looking out for? And we got the King of Wands. So this is really interesting. I feel like this person may be a fire sign or have like very significant fire placements. So somebody who is passionate, somebody who is kind of like a go-getter, somebody who maybe, I feel like with all the cups in your reading, if you're not a water sign or have heavy water sign placements, they're going to be somebody, again, who balances you out emotionally because again they're fulfilling that kind of desire the way you want to be loved in a relationship. They're going to be the one to kind of fulfill that, and it's pretty interesting. They're fiery energies. So just speaking out of experience, opposites do attract. So don't be surprised if it's somebody who you might have never even guessed, but yeah, it should be a good outlook.
Wow, that was really good. And you're going to set a world record for like the most number of decks used in a podcast or something like that. What else is
So
going?
see, I
What's that?
have a lot of decks that I use because I feel like a lot of the questions are so unique and they have different vibes. I like to kind of match it
Oh
up to them.
yeah.
So
Yeah. I mean, I think it's really cool to have well, just to see the different decks and things like that, but also having a general deck, maybe a deck specifically for romantic readings, and then another deck maybe that's more aimed at, I don't know, career, so like dividing the decks up by question, and I mean, because there's whole decks and oracles, specifically aimed at different things, like romance and stuff like that. So, what I was getting, that was Astrid, right? So I got a delay. The Hanged Man is showing up here, and the Strength card. So what I think is, I think that's a yes. Okay, and Ellie did it really, really good. So I don't want to like say too much more, because pretty much covered it all. Um, but there might be a delay. It looks like a yes. Okay. And the other thing is, like, I got the Two of Pentacles because I was like, I needed a why card. Why delay? Why things are happening or not happening? And he's juggling these pentacles. It's like, I don't know if it's juggling. Typically, it's juggling finances, but it might not be. It might be just like areas, of life kind of thing. I don't know. I don't know. But once that gets taken care of, then Eight of Wands, eight, abundance. It's going to happen fast with the Eight of Wands, and I think that's interesting because the Strength card is eight, and then the Eight of Wands is eight, and then the Two of Pentacles is in between the two. So that's kind of like a hint. Anyway, a lot of people popping into the chat. We have to check phone lines. Okay, we got a phone call. We're going to go to that in a minute here, Ellie. Um, but I'm just checking the rest of the chat. We Kelsbreek had a question, and uh, Cindy, EM. Alrighty. So Kelsbreeks was, would SM reach out to me? So SM is a Virgo, KB is Kelsbreek, Gemini. Yay, Gemini. Go Geminis. Uh will they reach out for reconciliation? Uh okay. Dun, 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 dun. All righty. So Ellie, we just did Astrid, right?
Yep.
And then
And
Kelsbreek was next. I think I
right.
mixed, yeah, but I think I mixed that up. I think I mixed something up because I think I was already pulling cards for Kelsbreek. And now it's like very weird and confused. So, it's like, ah, that is the problem with, the chat thing. Normally it's not a problem, but now we're getting to where
Mhm.
we're starting to have like more and more people in the chat and keeping it all straight. We might need to start doing a list. We might need to start getting, whoever's in
Yeah.
chat but not on the show, like Michelle or Dan or uh Charlotte or whoever, to start writing things down, because I think I just did a total faux pas on that. So I'm going to start over and pull more cards for Kelsbreek, but that was just very bizarre.
Oh,
Very bizarre.
maybe we can find a way to do like a comment pin, and then that way, once we finish answering the question,
Mm.
we unpin it, move on to the next one.
Oh, that's a
Yeah,
good
we'll
idea.
figure something out.
Hmm.
All right. So in the meantime, Kelsbreak, what I ended up pulling for you is so SM reaching out for reconciliation. Now, the card I initially pulled was the Lovers card. So this is really good to see. This is very positive. The lovers, of course, a lot of people feel like it's the romantic lovers and everything, but essentially what it winds down to is that it's about choice. It is about alignment, and it's about harmony and peace in the sense of our interpersonal relationships as well as the relationship we have with ourselves. So it does look good because, again, the lovers is about choice. It's about recognizing that we need to kind of be in alignment with what we want in our lives in order to move forward in the best possible way. Now, the card that accompanied that was the Ace of Swords. So I feel like this is definitely a breakthrough. What I'm getting from these two cards together is this reconciliation is going to come through because um, who is the SM, the Virgo, will probably have some kind of mental clarity and say, oh, hang on, I may have mis said something. I may have misbehaved in a way that, sent the wrong signals. Or I'm getting the sense of somebody having kind of like that realization, like, oh, I messed up. Or maybe even just kind of two people coming together and saying, hey, look, if things haven't worked before, how can we make them work now moving forward? So reconciliation, I feel like, is definitely on the table with both of these cards. But it is going to take a little bit of work, right? A little bit of compromise, a little bit of discussing, and just really seeing if you two can kind of reach this point where we can say, all right, we're ready to move forward together, aligned for, the highest good of the relationship. So, yeah, looks good.
Awesome. Yep. Charlotte came in. And so I was messaging Charlotte just now to see if she's going to join us on Saturday. Be four of us. That'd be so much fun. Oh my God. She's writing back now. Um, so what I got for Kelsbreek, let's see if I can scroll back to that. Um, gosh, because of that whole thing that just happened with the cards, it's like I am so messed up now, and try. Yeah, I have the other things in my head, and now I've got the new cards, So it's like, oh. But just overall, all I'm gonna say, I'm just gonna say six of wands. That's the success card. So it's very possible. A lot of times with this reconciliation thing, typically I get cards that are not so favorable with reconciliations. It rarely works, you know. Um, and then as far as the way Kelsbury specifically put it, would SM reach out to me? Typically, that's not what happens either. I'll get cards that usually will indicate, no, you got to do the reaching out, But in this case, it looks like a possibility. Okay. The Queen of Cups shows up. I think you already know the answer around this because the Queen of Cups is talking about listening to your gut instincts, your intuition on this. And then the Devil card, what are you attached to with the past part of this relationship? What is it? There's things you need to let go of for a reconciliation to even work, and for SM to release as well. Okay, you can't go at it if you're reconciling. It's like you're just meeting again. You can't bring the old baggage in. You need to start fresh. So that's what I got. Let's go over Ellie. Let's pop over to the phone lines. It's area code 770. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, my name is Maddie, and I'm calling from Georgia.
Hi, Maddie. Oh, we get a lot of great Georgia calls.
Hi.
What's going on?
Oh, maybe you could help me out with what's on my mind. What's going on with my he's my there's an associate that I'm a little confused. If I give you the name, his name is William, but I call him Bill.
Okay.
I hear from Bill once in a blue moon, and what's going on with him? He asked me around the holidays. My car is not working. Could you take me? I want to go to this function. No, I can't do it. I got a Christmas party. Okay, that didn't work. So in January, he called back and say, "Hey, my stove is not working. Can I come over and bake a cake?" And I say, "Huh? Come over and bake a cake?" So I put him off on that. And my thought is, what's going on? Could you tell me? Maybe you can pick up something around him. Hello?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, hang on, hon. We're pulling cards and doing
I
stuff.
thought you had gone away.
No, we're still here,
Yeah.
Maddie. We've been listening to you, so
Yeah.
we were
Yeah.
waiting. Yeah. I'm gonna let Ella go first again because she's my guest co-host today.
Sorry, I always go on mute when
Oh,
I'm pulling
nice.
cards because I shuffle like crazy. So,
Yeah. No, you should
Maddie.
you should leave it off mute because we want to hear you shuffling. No,
Okay.
it's part of the ambiance, right? Isn't it?
True, true.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll fill in the quiet while I'm like sitting here focusing on the cards and just looking at everything. Okay, so Maddie, what I got for you here, what you need to know about Bill. The card I got here is the Fool card. So what I'm thinking is this is Bill's attempt at trying something new, maybe trying to build a new relationship, maybe trying to build a new connection with you. So I don't know if this person is more of like a romantic interest or just somebody that you're kind of like, oh, they're cool, they're nice, they're great companionship, but I'm trying to figure out what exactly is going on in Bill's mind. What should we know? So again, with the Fool card, I feel like it's kind of like an initiation of like trying to get a feel for your energy to see how you feel toward him. Now, the energy that I also picked up on here was the Queen of Swords. So this, I believe, is your energy because the Queen of Swords just wants to know what is up. She does not beat around the bush. She just kind of says what she needs to say. And honestly, she's very much somebody who is very self-secure and knows what they want. So they're not afraid to put it out there and be like, this is what I expect out of friendships, relationships, whatever it may be. But just really kind of putting it out there. So it's almost giving me the sense of just kind of gently communicating, saying, hey, what's up? What's going on? Do you need to come over and do something? Hey, is there anything I can help you out with? Just kind of be that like initiating kind of energy and then see from there what you're kind of discerning. I'm also getting like use your intuition, right? Because the Queen of Swords is all about logic, but also a very well balanced, a well rounded out Queen of Swords knows that she can kind of trust her intuition a little here and there and tap into it and say, okay, you know what, something is telling me and I'm going to address it. So yeah, it's just kind of this feeling of like do you want to explore what is going on here with Bill? You know, what's going on in his mind, and just really kind of coming out and saying, hey, what's up? What's going on? You know, just kind of getting to the root of the
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah.
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 Well, that pretty
Yeah.
much Maddie, that pretty much covers it. I'm just gonna add, when you were saying about using your intuition, I got the Four of Swords card. So, it's about taking a step back and thinking outside of the box on the situation. And the Emperor shows up. This is somebody that's a little bit more established, like kind of like a mentor. All right. And I feel like um consulting other people and seeing what they think would, beyond consulting obviously me and Ellie, people that actually know you, I think would be very helpful. Now,
Mm-hmm.
Bill showing up as the Page of Swords, and that's a very youthful energy. Okay. Specifically with the swords, with the Page of Swords, we're talking about like God, I'm trying to think of the right words for it. Almost flighty. It's like he's flighty, and I don't know that he's all that serious necessarily. This is a very juvenile energy that I'm getting here. Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
so
Yeah.
that's that's what I'm getting.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that helped you out, but
Yeah. Yeah, kind of proud of a free spirit,
yeah.
always on the move. Yes. Mhm. Mhm.
Well, thanks for calling in, Maddie.
Okay. Yeah, that does help me out. That does.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and I've known him for years. But and all of a
Yeah.
sudden, all of this popped up. It's like, what's going on? Like,
A lot of us have
oh
somebody like
wow.
that. I mean, I have somebody that, like that, love the person, but just pops in at, the oddest times and it just disappears. And then, 2 months later,
Yeah.
hey, let's going here,
Yeah.
come do this, and it's like, what? Where'd that come from? Okay,
Yeah.
Maddie, thanks for calling in. We got to get
Yeah.
going here.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And because we got to get back and scan the chat here, phone lines are wide open, 714-816-4628. God, with all the problems we've been having with Blog Talk lately, especially the last couple of days with all that five energy, um, and we're not getting all the calls we used to get. So it's like some of these shows, if not all the shows, I can just go to using YouTube chat, which is like what I did yesterday, and what most of the questions and everything's coming through the chat, Ellie. So yeah, we had EM ask a question, Melissa, Cindy. Now Cindy said they were a new subscriber and asked to ask a question first. So after Kel's break and Bumika and everybody, I think we're gonna take Cindy's question first here. Before we get to that though, real quick, gonna let everybody know what's going on with the network and everything. So again, psychic.cafe/coffee. Remember, we're here 7 days a week. And if you want to make sure that we get, because we have a lot of questions and we're probably not going to get to everything today. And sometimes we do have a packed switchboard, though we haven't the last few days because of technical problems with Blog Talk mostly. But if you want to get to the top of the queue and be the first to get your question answered and be sure that you get it answered and so forth and not have to wait, psychic.cafe/coffee. You buy us a cup of coffee, we jump you to the top of the list. But it's our tip jar. You can also just buy us a cup of coffee just because, maybe you're enjoying the shows, the camaraderie, just hanging around with everybody. Maybe you learn something on the shows about tarot or numerology or something like that. Or maybe you got a good reading or something and you want to tip us. So go over to psychic.cafe/coffee and remember the URLs, psychic.cafe/Dax, psychiccafe/Ellie. You can contact us between shows. And like, if you do buy us a cup of coffee, you can pop over there and let us know on Psychic Cafe. And then we will bring you on first. No waiting. We'll skip the cards of the day, numerology day, everything. We'll just go right to you. So that's how you do it. That's the super sneaky way to get to the top of the list. Shows daily now. Okay. Tomorrow is going to be Compassionate Light, though, with spiritual channel Catherine Hahn. And then I'll be back on Saturday. And I've just been chatting, as you heard, guys. Everybody heard this. We've been chatting with Michelle and Ellie. Ellie told me earlier she's going to she had a psychic fair she was going to go to, but she's going to go later, so she's able to make the show. Michelle's going to make the show. And then we asked Charlotte. Okay, so she's going to let us know, because she's got a doctor appointment tomorrow, and depending on what happens or doesn't happen, she may or may not be able to come on Saturday. So she's going to let us know. It may be the four of us, which would be so cool. That would be so cool. So that's Saturday, and there's going to be at least three of us. And then Sunday, the Angelic View's back with Maria Moss. So that's fun. I love doing the shows with Maria. First and third Sundays. So this Sunday, it'll be the Angelic View. The other Sundays, Magic Universe is on hiatus for the winter. So we're just doing psychic talk shows. Yep. And then the next Mystic Corner is, because it's the second and fourth Saturdays. Michelle's Mystic Corner, the next one will be the 24th. So not this coming Saturday, but the next one after that. That's her new show. And the New Year's sale is still going on. You can get a reading with me for 50% off. So instead of $99.99 is my normal price, it's $49.99 right now. And I do your numerology. And you can book it again. Just contact me through my page. But the easy way is to just go to Psychic Cafe, and you're going to see this banner, this New Year's sale banner with the black, with the gold stars and balls and stuff like that. Had to say that because the people listening on radio have no idea what we're talking about. But those of you on YouTube see this banner. Yeah, it's pinned to the top of the post is pinned to the top of the community feed on psychic.cafe. So just click on this banner. It'll take you into the page. Scroll down a bit and you'll see where you can book the reading with me for half off. But also check out our lifetime membership, 75% off right now. So just one payment of $78. You're signed up for life. That's right. Okay. So let's see what's been going on in the chat here. So Cindy's question was, thank you a lot. I would like to know, Christopher, feelings for me. Okay. So it's another one of those feelings for me kind of thing. This is one of those ones that starts out really good, and then you're like, oh, I don't know. I'm not too sure about this, right? So the Sun card shows up, and it's like, oh, okay, that's really good, But then the Eight of Cups shows up again, letting go and moving away, moving onwards and upwards. And then right after that, the Knight of Swords comes rushing in. So the way the cards are, it's like this. Okay, so the Knight of Swords is rushing in after you let go, So it's like, initially my first thought was like, oh, Sun card, we can just stop there, But now I'm like, oh, I don't know. It's almost like you need to let go and move onward and upwards, and you get a new person comes in, possibly an air sign, Gemini and everything. Yeah, that's what I got.
Okay, so we were reading for Cindy, correct?
Yeah.
Cindy, the cards that I got for you, similar to Dax's cards. So let's take a look here. I pulled 3 cards, and the first card to come out was the Five of Cups. Now, Five of Cups is all about the kind of like feeling. It's disappointment. It's kind of like, you know, kind of sitting in that energy of just like wishing things were different. But of course, there's two cups that are still upright. So there is something here in the situation that's kind of a bright side. Now, the bright side to that, I feel like, is in the Seven of Cups. This is choice. This is all about knowing that you have options. Now, don't get frozen up in decision paralysis. What do they call it? Analysis paralysis, and just kind of seeing like, well, which is it? Who is it? What's coming in? What is Christopher really feeling? Or, just what is going on with him? It's kind of being stuck in that place of like, I call it, what is disastrous thinking? No. Uh, I completely forgot the word, but it's when you're sitting in like the worst case scenario, you're just kind of boiling in that pudding. Now, with the Seven of Cups, it's also just kind of coming to the realization that you don't need to do that. You can move forward from that. So I think the energy coming through here with this reading is one that is reminding you if there is something about the partnership, relationship, whatever situationship that is going on here with your person, if it's something that's not fulfilling you and you know that it's something deep down that you kind of want to move past that energy, you have two options. One of them would be to kind of sit there and say, well, what are the pros? What are the cons? Should I give this another try? Should I continue to pursue this endeavor? It's funny because the Seven of Cups, I kind of got the impression of the Seven of Rings, or Seven of Pentacles, which is again that kind of energy of like, is it worth the work I'm putting in? But seeing that it's the Seven of Cups, it definitely feels like emotionally, is it worth the work that it's putting in, right? The card that I got, that's something kind of like advice for you moving forward, kind of how to get untangled, is the Fool card. So that's all about trying new things. This is about going in maybe with a blind faith, but also kind of recognizing that, the Fool in the tarot is kind of that card that can be anywhere and everywhere all at once. So knowing that past cycles, knowing these past energy of the cups here with the 5 and 7, just kind of sitting in that energy of like, is this truly what I want? It's asking you to take a leap of faith in terms of, do you continue to pursue this relationship or this situation? Or is this something that you're like, you know what? I'm good. I've done what I can. I've put in my work. And if things aren't really turning out, I deserve better. And I'm gonna go ahead and take a leap of faith. I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna try new things. I'm gonna see new people. I'm gonna, have new experiences. But honestly, just in terms of like what feelings Christopher has for you, I almost feel like it's kind of just sitting around waiting. So if you haven't already, maybe try addressing it with this person and just saying, hey, what's up? What's going on? What is it that's going on between us? Or if you don't even feel comfortable doing that, maybe it's an opportunity again to kind of sit back, take a look at all your cups. What's making you happy? What's fulfilling you? And what is possibly, good to let go of, and just kind of Eight of Cups energy here, this next step after the 7, just kind of walk away from things that don't work out for you. But if you do, just know that this is a new beginning. This is a turning point for you, regardless of the path you take, because this is going to help you realize either A, that you can make this work and this relationship will thrive, with the communication and working on it, or it's a point where you turn around and you say, you know what, I am going after what I want and I'm going to get what I want and not settle for anything less.
Yeah, and like I said, there's that potentially air sign person, potentially like Gemini, Libra, Aquarius waiting to come in, if you do make that decision. Okay, so next up was EM, I think it was. I'd love to know about my love life this year and what kind of person may be significant in my life coming up this year. Okay. So, and it's funny, you got the card of the day, the Fool card, and I got the Fool card for was it EM, to go for it. But just to start out, so I got the Chariot card. All right, and that's typically, a card of success. It's a victory card. If you look closely, though, the Chariot's not actually moving. And then I get the Hermit card that's facing the Chariot card, and he is got his lantern of illumination, and he's pointing it at the Chariot card. Okay. I feel there's a couple things going on. Again, it's another 9 card. So it's like, what can you let go of that you're still attached to, that you can move forward in your love life? And then also to take a step back. Sometimes the Hermit card is literal. Like you need to step back and become the hermit and work on yourself. It's not about the guy that's going to come in. It's about, you need to work on yourself first. You got to become the person that is going to be able to attract in the person. And you said, what kind of person, may be significant. Well, see, I almost think that's backwards, Ellie. I think that EM should be, again, the Hermit card, taking a step back and look at the big picture and decide what kind of person they want to attract in, and then also become that person, loving, caring, whatever the attributes are. Work on yourself first, and then take the leap of faith with the Fool card. So the Fool card's in the middle there after the Chariot and the Hermit. A lot of major arcana cards. So I feel like this is, for this year, is very significant with your love life. And another thing about the Fool card is, besides, just going for it and taking the leap of faith, it's also when you've worked on yourself and you've, emerged from the hermit's cave, right? And you're ready to go for it. How are you doing that? In other words, you need to also, with the Fool card, take a leap and do things that are outside of your comfort zone, and go to places you don't normally go to, and hang out in circles that you don't normally hang out in. And that's how you're going to attract this person in. And then you attract the person in, and I got the Ace of Wands, that new opportunity. And then he comes in, and he is the King of Cups. The King of Cups, yes. So that indicate cups is water, so that indicates the potential of like Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, maybe. Now it doesn't have to be those signs. I mean, he might just, or she might just have the attributes of a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. But I wouldn't be too surprised if it wasn't one of those. And by the way, specifically with the King of Cups, and he's got the fish around his neck there, and I just get more of a Pisces feeling always, for some reason. Anyway, but yeah, so the King of Cups is, all the kings are the penultimate of their suit. So emotions, this is somebody that is, solid. And even with the water rushing all around him, he's got that stone throne. He isn't moving, so he's got full control over his emotions. Could be somebody that is, I'm getting the feeling like somebody that's humorous, funny, and typically with a lot of Cups cards, we're talking like somebody that's, quite artistic. Could be anything from, creating art in physical form, painting, sculpting, that kind of thing, all the way to like photography and singing and musician, playing music, that kind of creating. So yeah, that's what I'm getting. Ellie.
Dax, I am going to go ahead and say ditto. Everything you just said. So real quick, I just want to go ahead and show these cards because EM, absolutely. I feel like, well, first of all, let's get into the cards. So the 2 oracle cards that popped out for you, just to kind of get the general energy of what you need to know about your love life this year, I got Voyage and Relaxation. Very cool. So this is almost giving me like hermit vibes as well, because the voyage part is all about moving away from something. It's about trying something new, being in a different place, whether it's mentally, spiritually, physically, it's about being somewhere different. And with that
Mm.
relaxation, it's absolutely something where you're able to just kind of reflect and to kind of discover, I think is the energy that I'm getting. Now, the tarot card that came out for this pair here is the Hanged One or the Hanged Man. Now, the Hanged One is all about the perception of things. It's all about looking at things from different perspectives and analyzing really just kind of in this moment of peace, right? Just sitting and looking at everything and saying, what is it that I have in my life? What is it that I desire in my life? How can I bring it in? So it's definitely a feeling of that self-reflection, that period of just kind of like being within, being in kind of like within yourself and just making sure that, again, you're prepped and ready for welcoming in love, welcoming in a relationship. Because when we're not ready for that, we tend to welcome in whatever comes our way. And then when we're disappointed with that, it just makes us feel even worse. And we're just kind of like, oh, again, another relationship. So when you're kind of in that space where you've had time to reflect and just kind of be like, you know what? No, I'm not going to settle for less than what I deserve. And I'm ready to welcome in the love that I want. Right. So again, just kind of that energy that's coming in for you for your love life this year. Now, just to kind of get a little excited about what potential matches might be coming in, what potential energy may be coming in that'll fulfill you. We got a lot of cups, we got a lot of water signs. So again, echoing that watery energy, a 6 of Cups here. Now, I feel like this may be somebody that maybe you are a little familiar with. Maybe you've met them in the past. Maybe they have some ties to like experiences, places, or people that you've met in the past, and you just kind of know them in passing, or maybe just as acquaintances. So maybe just somebody that you might not even really suspect could be a great match, but they could be. The 2 of Cups is again that kind of like balance. It's that partnership. It's that connection that you really don't even feel like you have to try hard for. And that's what makes it so confusing about, when we're trying to draw in a relationship, we have this idea of like, oh, they're going to be like this, and this is what I want. And we get really fixated on it that sometimes we're shutting the doors to like things that we couldn't expect, things that we're just like mind blown when it actually comes into fruition. And we're like, I never would have thought of that. Now, the Temperance card also came out here to kind of let me know that this person, of course, is going to be very watery, but they're also going to be very well balanced in terms of like their temperament, their relationship to like the spiritual aspects of life, the physical aspects of life. They're going to be very even-headed. And I feel like, of course, very heavy water placements, if not Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, the water signs. I think they're just going to be somebody who like really just goes with the flow, for lack of a better way to describe it. So they're going to be somebody who acknowledges and respects that you've taken this time to reflect and to kind of be in the state of peace and say, I'm going to take care of me. I'm going to, make sure I put myself first. And then that way they understand as well that you need your time to just kind of be within yourself and know that, they can't make demands on all your time and be a crazy watery person who's always like needing affection, but just be very well balanced and stuff. So I feel like, yeah, this is a really good energy. Again, just some time to reflect and to kind of rest, be within, and really establish who you are and what you want in life.
Mm, awesome. So, couple of things. Um, Blog Talk hung up on us, and and I had no idea because I checked. Remember, we took that last phone call, and then I checked and a couple of times as we have been doing these questions from chat, and there was no new callers. But then I checked, and the next time I looked at the studio, it had shut down. So
Oh,
more Blog Talk stuff. This is really getting to, yeah. I don't know about this Blog Talk thing. We had a question. Now I got to find it again. We have one from Patel, but before Patel was Melissa. And the reason why we took Cindy first because she had asked about a question beforehand, and then EM was after that. Melissa was next after that. Do you see me moving? And because we're at the end of the show, I'm that's the main reason why I'm not, dialing back into Blog Talk. Screw it. Anyway, so you do Melissa, Ellie. Do you see me moving on? And I'm going to do, just to speed things up because we're at the end here. I'm going to do Patel's. Patel loves someone in the office. Gave a hint to him, but no response. Should I wait or move on? So I'm going to answer that one while you're answering the other one. So that's what's going on, folks. Kelly, Ellie is pulling out the card. I'm thinking of Kelly from the post. So real quick, I'm going to answer Patel's real quick while she's pulling cards because I already have my cards out for Patel. So, someone in the office, you didn't get a response. Okay, so what's going on with that? Very simple. Okay, so he's the Page of Pentacles. See how intently he's focused on that pentacle. He's focused on other things right now, and that's why you didn't get that response. Should you wait or move on? Two of Wands. I really feel you should move on because in the Two of Wands, what is he doing? Yeah, the merchant is on top of the precipice and looking out, got the whole world in his hand, the globe, and he is searching, so I think it's indicating move on. Now, how do you find this person? Okay, so I asked that just to give you a little more information. And Three of Pentacles. These people are working on a project. It may be work, but I don't think so. The vibe I'm getting here is this is some kind of project. It might have to do with something you're volunteering with or are about to volunteer with. It could be, having to do with your place of worship, or it could just be a community of like-minded people that you guys all like doing the same thing. And you're all working together on a project, and through that you meet the guy who comes in that is the King of Wands, and he is a fire sign, so like Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. So I hope that helps you out. And then we're going to take Ellie's question, then we're going to get out of here. Oh, and what's really cool, Ellie, is not Ellie's question. It's who was it?
Melissa.
Melissa's question, but you know what I meant. Ellie's going to answer the question. But the cool thing I was thinking about is that, well, because Blog Talk hung up on us, I don't have to remember to play the outro music.
Oh, no outro today. That's okay.
Yep.
All right, so Melissa, real quick, I wanted to share the cards with you. So in terms of whether or not we see you moving, I just kind of asked the cards, give me a story. What do we need to know about the possibility of Melissa moving? So the story that I got here was the Seven of Cups, followed by the Death card, which is 13, transitions. And then the ultimate card is the 6. So looking at it as a journey, from the Seven of Cups, it's all about choice. Again, speculation, sitting there thinking about what is the best option for me? What do I need, right? Not getting stuck in analysis paralysis. Now, I feel like it may wind down to a point where you just have to make this move. You have to make this transition because with the Death card here, the 13, this is the card that speaks to transitions and endings in a sense that they just kind of happen. And we're like, okay, I have no option. I got to move on. I got to move forward. So I feel like this together just kind of feels like you are going to be moving. It may not be like a quickly long planned kind of move, but it may be a situation in which you're like, all right, you know what? I got to do this. Let's get up and go. So just to kind of be aware now, you have your Seven of Cups, your options. You might have a little heads up about that, just to kind of be aware of what may come up in the future as far as like, needing to make a quick decision. But definitely there's a sense that something needs to change. There's a transition happening. There's something going to propel you forward. The good news, though, is that now with this heads up, I feel like you have the Six of Wands here to kind of say that this is going to be okay. Things are going to work out. The Six of Wands is all about victory. It's recognition. It's that point where you're just kind of like, things have worked out, and I am recognizing within myself my capability to really take things that are looking like kind of like chaotic and just really get it together and come out on top. So, as far as the main question of do I see you moving, or what is the energy about you possibly making a move, it feels like yes. And it feels like also it's going to be okay throughout the stress of the move or throughout the situation that kind of leads up to the move. It's going to be okay. So if this is something that maybe was worrying you or something that just kind of feels like pressure, I feel like it should work out really well for you. So yeah, that's what I got.
Terrific, terrific. Oh, wow. So, we are at the end of the show. We don't have time to do more questions right now, but as always, I'm going to say the secret way to get to the top of the list on all of our shows, and we're here every single day, is psychic.cafe/coffee. Go over to our coffee page, grab us a cup of coffee, let us know. We'll take your question first. No waiting on the next show or during the show. If you're way down in the list, hey, go over to psychic.cafe/coffee, buy us a cup of coffee, let us know in the chat. We'll take your question next. And one of our monitors, like Charlotte or Michelle or Dan, or when Ellie's in the chat, when Maria, or sometimes like Catherine was in earlier on one of the shows, they'll let me know and we will take you right away. No waiting. That's how you do it. That's how you do it, right? But if we didn't get to your question, hey, we will be back tomorrow. It'll be Catherine, though. Catherine Hahn will be on tomorrow. I actually have that. Let me pop that up again. So you all know there's Catherine, compassionate light. And fingers crossed that Blog Talk actually functions. Okay. Oh boy. Oh boy. Crazy stuff, folks. Hey, don't forget our sale. Pop over there. And remember what I said about the Valentine's special, that I never got up, but I'm going to give it to you anyway. So if you guys want a numerology chart for you and another one for your significant other, and then me do a comparison analysis, just let me know, and I'll give you two for $47 instead of 67. So two for the price of one. And go over there and you can chat with. Put that up one more time. Our host pages. You can go over to Ellie's page there and contact Ellie. And that's my page, Dax/Dax. And you can contact us in between shows. Let us know what you think, suggestions, ideas, or you can book sessions with us. And just hang out with us in between shows at psychic.cafe as well. Come on over. It's free to join. I want to thank you for being here, Ellie. This was fun.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. So today, no outro music. I'm just going to end the stream and say goodbye, everybody. We'll see you in the cafe tomorrow. Of course, I will be back on Saturday, and my guest co-hosts will be Ellie and Michelle and possibly even Charlotte. Oh my God, this is a first. This is a first, getting us all on here. We had a show, I can't remember. It was Pamela, me, and was it you, Ellie, that we were all three of us on? Or was it Michelle? Or maybe
Maybe
both.
Michelle.
I don't remember. I don't know if both happened or not. Anyway, so this might be a record getting four of us on. And it'll just be a lot of fun. And we can each do readings, and we'll switch off instead of all four of us reading for the same person, right? We'll just go.
Yeah.
And that'll make it go faster too. We can take a lot more questions on Saturday.
Yes. Perfect. That'll be fun.
Yes. So tomorrow, let me know, Charlotte. And so Charlotte's going to let me know tomorrow whether or not she's able to make it. And like what I'll do is I'll try to make a banner up with all of us on there and put that out. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But bye, Dan. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
See you on Saturday. Oh, that was cool. I like that better too. I can just like end stream and I don't have to do the outro music.